marriage and lives to regret it. I didn't want that for Rebecca. But she's related to my husband, and I'm just an in-law there. Matthew made his choice, Leah replied. Do you know that Matthew's been asking about you? Rosmanda replied. And spending a whole lot of time with your brother. They're good friends, she replied. They have been for years, and if he still cares what becomes of me, maybe I should be glad that some of his feelings might have been genuine. Rosmanda sighed. And I also know you, Leah. I'm not saying Rebecca has anything to worry from you. You're a good woman, and he's officially off limits. But that doesn't mean this will be easy on Rebecca. And maybe it wouldn't be. But Rebecca had won. She had Matthew as her husband, and she was pregnant with his child. Uncomfortable or not, Rebecca would survive just fine. The side door opened, and 4-year-old Hannah came into the kitchen, followed by her twin sister Susanna. They weren't quite identical twins, but it was close. Hannah had always been just a little bit blonder than her sister, and right now their dresses were covered in dirt from the garden, and their bare feet were brown with soil. Rosmanda heaved a sigh. Little girls need to stay clean, Rosmanda said, rising to her feet, her own pregnant belly doming out in front of her as she rose. We'll have to wash your dresses now, and that's even more work for your mom. Sorry, Mom. Hannah wiped her dirty hands down the sides of her dress, and Leah couldn't help but smile. The girls started toward their mother. No, Rosmanda said. Stay right there. I don't need dirty footprints all over the house. Those girls were a handful, and in a matter of months Rosmanda would have a new baby to add to the mix. I should get back home, Leah said, standing too. Thank you for the chat. Rosmanda grabbed a cloth from the sink and shot Leah an apologetic smile. So soon? You've hardly eaten a thing. Leah didn't have much appetite anyway. I've got to start dinner for my brother, and I can't be holding you up either, Leah said. I'll see you again soon, I'm sure. Leah smoothed her hand over Hannah's hair as she passed the girl on her way to the door. Kinner. She'd never have any babies of her own, and there was a part of her heart that ached when she saw her friends' little girls. This was the goal for an Amish woman, to marry and have a family of her own. Leah hadn't managed to do either of those things, and at the age of 30, her chance at any domestic joys were past. It was best to admit it and face the truth. Outside in the warm June sunlight, Rosmanda's husband Levi helped Leah hitch up the buggy. Rosmanda and Levi Lapp lived on 2 acres of land near the town of Abundance, and a short buggy ride from the Amish schoolhouse. That would be convenient for them when the girls were old enough to start school. They had family concerns, and they were fortunate. Other women were married, having babies, raising kids, and Rebecca was already round with her pregnancy. That mental image was an uncomfortable one, and Rosmanda's warning had been well meant. No one had written to tell Leah. That was how pity worked, though. People smiled sadly and kept their mouths shut. Was that the point she was at now, being pitied? Maybe she was grateful not to have had that thought of Matthew's impending fatherhood the last few months. And maybe she wasn't, because it meant that she was beyond hope in the community's eyes. When the buggy was hitched and Leah had hoisted herself up onto the seat, Levi gave Leah a friendly wave. Thank you, Levi, she said. It's much appreciated. Take care now, he said, giving her a nod, and she flicked the reins and the horse set out for home. The sun was high, and bees droned around the wildflowers that grew up out of the ditch beside the road. Coming to Abundance for the summer was more work than teaching in Rimstone. She'd have canning to do to refill their pantry, herbs to dry, a thorough cleaning of their little house to accomplish, too. Her brother, Simon, had been working at an RV manufacturer in town, but he'd been laid off, so his money had dried up. Besides, he was a man, and he only did as much women's work as would keep him fed and clothed in her absence. Finding a wife